Welcome to the ShiftEQ.Podcast with Alan Kay, where we reframe all your health, fitness, and lifestyle goals to include the root of human insecurities, societal conditioning, and emotional intelligence. Here's your host, Alan Kay.
Good morning and welcome to the ShiftEQ Podcast with Alan Kay, your favorite EQ health and fitness podcast. This is episode 7, New Year, New Me. And in this episode, I'm going to go over 8 different things that you need to absolutely understand in order for you to make your new year, new me to be successful. Before I get into this, I do want to highlight the fact that as of late, I have been getting asked, what is it that I specifically eat? All of which I'm going to answer, it doesn't matter because it's not going to apply to you. Why I mean that, and I don't mean that to be so aggressive, it would be like, F you, don't ask me what I eat. That's not what I mean. What I'm saying is that what you're already eating right now is a source of carbs, protein, fats, vegetables, all those other macros that you absolutely need macros. I mean, vegetables aren't in macros, but you get what I mean. If you can break down what you're already eating into proteins, carbs, fats, and then recirculate those around based on what you're currently doing and based on your weight and based on your current activity, you can pretty much fluctuate your weight in whatever direction you want based off of that. But for some reason, we are so predicated onto thinking that it's just you eat one thing or you drink one thing. And then on top of that, you guys chase after an image like how I did on show, not realizing that that is a very temporary result. I'm going to go into this later based off of the list that I have. But you have to be realistic with what result you're trying to get and what you're currently doing. Those are the questions that you should be asking, not asking someone what they're eating, because again, that does not apply to you. Our genetics are made up differently. Our eating habits, our eating behaviors are different. And more often than not, our goals are different. Straight up. So asking someone specifically what they're eating isn't going to be a change. And to be honest, if all you're trying to do is jump onto something, eat real quick just to get to a result, you're probably not going to get it. Okay. With that being said, this list of 8 isn't just, hey, let me think of 8 random things. I really pondered the question of what do I eat? And then kind of applied everybody's getting ready for this new year, new me. And I thought of a bunch of different principles. And then I narrowed this list down to 8. And these 8 principles are the things that you absolutely need to know, understand, and apply for moving forward. There is no list of what is number 1 and not number 8. I'm going to list it in that manner. But everybody's different. Maybe being held accountable is something that you need more than actually having a good diet. Right? All of which, again, I'm going to go over in this episode. So without further ado, here is number 1. Number 1 of the new year, new me. Start now. As in literally right after this episode, start today, start with your habits. Why? Because what happens at every single January 2nd, January 3rd, all the way through February 1st? You have the whole new year, new me army. Everybody, aka everybody that's going to be listening to this podcast. Now, why is that difficult? It's difficult because if you already don't have working out as a part of your routine, there's already going to be a challenge for which trying to make working out as a regular routine. And then if you have to battle that amongst the new year, new me people, more often than not, you're going to find gym times only available at like 5 a.m., 8 p.m., all of which are not really conducive towards people that are just trying to start out. So there's 2 habits you have to absolutely establish in order for you to maintain this in longevity wise. A, establish the habit of working out. And then B, when you already have that working out established, then working through the new year, new me army is going to help you solidify your routine to yourself. And now if you start now, you establish the routine and then you get through the whole new year, new me abundance of people in the gym. Not only are you going to be able to stick to your routine, but now you're going to be able to find a way to use your routine and stick to it, even despite all the hectic pandemonium that's going to happen in the gym. And don't worry, by February 2nd, February 3rd, they're all going to be out of the gym. It's crazy how no matter what, every single year, over 50% of all new year, new me people, losing weight is their number one goal. And it's pretty obvious because you can see how the supplement, the gym, all those other industries, and I'm going to go over that actually with how much they make within this kind of time period, but they pump into that advertising. And it's exactly why also you end up not making it through. So again, number one, start now. Number two, make your goals lagging and make it for 90 days and not 30. One of the issues that I keep on hearing, and not issues, but one of the goals is I want to lose 15 pounds. I want to lose 30 pounds. I want to gain 10 pounds of muscle. All of which are great. I think that you should be great. But how do you gain 15 or lose 15 pounds right now? How can you measure that what you're doing is actually going to get you to your goal? This is why I always promote reverse engineering and envisioning what your goal is and what it takes for you to get there. If your goal is to lose weight, think about the things that you have to do. You have to probably start working out more, right? Working out what you're eating. It maybe means eating less. And so you have to figure out what you're already doing and how to get there. So let's say eating less or eating better and working out are the two ways that you decided to get to your goal. So every single week you say, hey, if I work out 3 times a week and if I eat better carbs on 4 or 5 of the meals out of the day, and that's how I'm going to get to my goal. And see, by saying I'm going to work out 3 times a week, or I'm going to eat this, and this on this specific meal or that specific meal, you have a very specific guideline and a very direct approach to get to your goal instead of telling yourself, hey, I'm just going to lose 15 pounds. If you could break down that goal, 15 pounds, and let's say it's 3 workouts a week, and then you can tweak that. Let's say based on your trajectory, you're not going to get your goal within whatever your time period is, right? That is when you tweak. Maybe you need to do a 4th workout. Maybe you just need to change the workout. Whatever it is, make your goal about how you're going to achieve that leading goal and measure it by way of lagging so that you can measure it by action and not just by principle. Okay? Number 3, and I see this all the time, get a gym partner, but get someone who's already in the routine, already established, already knows what they're doing. This is one of the ones I love, and I enjoy that people encourage each other to push and hold themselves accountable. But let's say you have 2 people that never work out and aren't really adamant about it or feel confident about doing so, and I see this. As soon as one person, I'm kind of tired and I'm not feeling it, you go without me. Oh, you know what? I'm feeling tired too. I don't do that, right? Oh, I feel kind of bloated from eating lunch. I'm going to go later, and then you never do. And then when you have that kind of a gym partner, someone who isn't already in the routine, who already isn't going to probably hold you accountable because they don't have any goals. And on top of that, those moments where you don't want to work out and you got someone who doesn't have the results that you want, and then all of a sudden they're trying to pester you to go because you need to do this because we held ourselves. It more often than not makes you shut down and gets you not motivated to do it. So again, when you're picking a gym partner, find someone who absolutely is already in there so they can show you how to make it a lifestyle, how to make it into a routine. And I mean, those guys miss gym days too. So those people that you think they're in the gym every day, they take days off. Ask them about it. But you won't know about how to balance those out unless you pick someone who's already there. Again, don't have the blind leading the blind. Hire a trainer, hire a coach, hire a friend that's already knows what they're doing. The lesson that you can learn from someone who already knows is way more significant than you can get for just making it up all on your own last minute and trying to have someone who doesn't even have a routine to hold you accountable to a routine. That doesn't make any real sense, right? Not really. All right, number 4, supplements, workout clothes, coaching, get them. And I'm going to say this with the supplements. Stick to it, just a pre-workout, stick to a protein, maybe a creatine and some BCAAs. Outside of that, you don't really need much. Being able to even use those and knowing how to use those is already a step ahead of other people. But the reason why I'm saying get the supplements, get the workout clothes, get the coaching, the more money and the more energy that we invest into those endeavors, the more that we are not going to waste it, the more that we're going to actually oblige ourselves to working out or sticking to a routine. For me, psychologically, when I take a pre-workout and I take a shot of it or I mix it in my jug or whatever, I in back of my head goes, I'm not going to waste this pre-workout. I'm not going to waste this pre-workout. I'm not going to. And I almost always work out. There's probably maybe 2 or 3 times in the time that I've ever had pre-workout as an option for working out that I took it and didn't work out for whatever unforeseen circumstance. It's crazy. I know it just sounds, how does this keep you psychologically, accountable to everything? And this includes workout clothes. I buy nicer workout clothes because I appreciate my physique and I like how I look in the gym. And with that being said, I'm gonna use that attire because I invested into it. And it's just, the more you invest into yourself, the more it's gonna hold yourself accountable. So again, number 4, supplements, workout clothes, coaching, get them, but don't go too extreme with the supplements. Don't try to get a shortcut. Earn your way there, and I promise you, it will stay there. Number 5, and this is honestly my favorite one. If you're going to diet, you have to gym. If you're going to diet, you're going to have to gym. And this is why. Anytime we eat something that we absolutely love, it releases the biggest chemical thing that gets us going, which is called dopamine. Dopamine. And dopamine is literally what drives us to do anything, accomplish anything, push ourselves forward, aspires us to do better dreams. It is literally our ambition, hormone, genetic, chemical, whatever that gets released into our body. And we are driven by dopamine. So what happens when we start taking away all of the food that we tell ourselves we love? We have a lack there of a dopamine. And that's what literally starts causing us to have withdrawals because we are addicted to these dopamine hits that goes with food. So how do we mitigate that dopamine? In the shift approach, you replace dopamine with dopamine. And what's another way of expounding dopamine into the human body? And it's by way of exercise and by way of completing especially rigorous exercise, like something like lifting heavy or pushing yourself, something like a HIIT cardio, high intensity interval training cardio, or some kind of physical endeavor for over like 30 to 45 minutes. If you can replace the dopamine with the dopamine, the human body with regards to chasing after that chemical imbalance doesn't exist as much with regards to a craving. Not only that, but think about all the times that when you get done working out and you have a really good successful day, more often than not, you don't want to quote unquote waste it. And by eating like a slob right after that, right? So if you're going to diet, not only focus on making better decisions with your food, but also make decisions to add exercise so that you can replace the dopamine with the dopamine. Number 6, check your mindset. Make sure that you are not setting limits or restrictions, that you are always coming from a place of positivity and from a place of constructiveness, not destructiveness. And what do I mean by that? What do I mean by that is a lot of people, like let's say you are trying to lose 50 pounds. That is your goal. What a lot of people do, because we're programmed to self-deprecate, self-hate ourselves, and be insecure about it, not confident. What a lot of people do is tell themselves, well, I'm fat anyway, so I don't care. And that this mindset is important to identify, because if you try to pursue any kind of a goal, and your first thought is that you can't get there, or every single time you have a sign of what could be taken as failure and you take it as a full-on failure and it derails you from anything, you need to check that mindset. Instead of always saying, oh, I can't do this, say, if I could, how would that look like? Well, I want to get to this goal, but I can't. Well, if I could, how would that look like? You have to constantly reframe your mindset. Another mindset that I'm going to go over too, that this is the number one to think about. the mindset of thinking that it's a diet in general is an example of why we need to check our mindsets and be aware of it. By saying diet is literally derived from the word deprivation. And every single time we think of deprivation, we think of things that are taking away from us. We think of trying to cut this out or cut that out. And that mindset creates a scarcity mindset. And that's exactly why a lot of people, when they go into a diet, they panic and they worry about all the foods that they can't eat, instead of thinking about the foods that are going to actually take them to their goal. Again, instead of thinking about ways that you're going to fail, if you reframe that and think about all the ways that you're going to succeed, you're going to always find a way forward. Which brings me to my next one, number 7. Stop trying to win the game and learn to play it. This entire lifestyle, these abs, these muscles, this look, this empowerment, it's a constant evolution in what we're doing. It's a constant work in our body because our behaviors change, our diets change, our everything changes. And it's okay to understand that. And if you can embrace that, it's a constant evolution. It's a constant revolution of your body. And you're always evolving based on age, based on hormones, based on foods, based on your workout ability, but always finding the better way to find out what's most efficient for your body and most efficient for you and what you identify with. It's a journey. Understand, it's a journey. It's not once I get abs, it gets whatever. It is a journey. Always try to be the best version of yourself. Always reach for a higher authenticity, and I will promise you the results will always stay the same. It's a constant evolution. And number 8, this is my favorite funny one of all of them. As you lean down, if you're trying to lose weight, of course, get rid of the clothes that you shrunk out of. Again, this kind of goes into the mindset, because if you have, let's say you lose 50 pounds, but you have like your entire wardrobe when you were 50 plus pounds, you're going to subliminally, every time you gain 5 pounds or 6 pounds or 7 pounds and you can find clothes that fit, you're going to still be comfortable. You're still going to be comfortable. If you keep getting rid of the clothes of the size that you don't want to be anymore, and you don't have that available to you, as soon as your regular clothes starts feeling like Under Armour, it adds a little bit of pressure. It adds a little bit of accountability and goes, you know what? If my clothes now aren't doing it, I should probably start doing something. But again, you allow that to happen if you continue to have the clothes and the apparel from when you were bigger you. So if you are trying to lose weight permanently and you don't want to keep on bouncing back to that, get rid of those clothes, burn them, go to Goodwill, however it goes. Me, when I started leaning down, I actually started doing hand-me-ups to my roommate, and they ended up fitting them. Okay, well, that concludes that conversation about hand-me-ups, and that concludes this episode. Tune in next week as I talk about how media and social media has revolutionized our goals with our body and how that has kept us in a depression. Also this week, I am hosting the Dad Bod to Rad Bod 4-day Zoom workshop. If you're interested, just email me, shifteqllc@gmail.com. And I will send you the ticket to the Eventbrite, to the Zoom. It is an awesome workshop where I teach you what the basis of your goals are. I teach you how to eat with regards to what you're already doing and how to create efficiency with it. And I show you how to work out with what you're already doing towards your goals and how to tweak all of those. Pretty much what ShiftEQ does. So there's that. And for everybody else, I hope you guys are all having an amazing holidays. Thank you all for whoever has tuned in, has reached out to me. It really means the world because this channel means the world to be able to connect, spread the love of authenticity, empowerment, all that beautiful shit for all you beautiful fucking people. I love you all. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys next week. Peace.
Thanks for listening. If you're interested in working with Alan Kay and ShiftEQ, go to calendly.com/ShiftEQ or email him at shifteqllc@gmail.com. You can also visit the website at shifteq.org. Thanks for shifting in. Until next time, shift your soul, shift your body, shift your world.